Okay, that should get us started. Okay. Okay, so I need a mic check. Oh. PK, you there? Let's see, PK, still no Brockus, no shit. Good. Okay, so I got hey, Modern Picasso, thanks, man. I got someone else trying to help me. It's the mic level that I'm worried about. Is that it sounds too hot? I know it was a little fucked up last time. It's weird because I don't change it. Hey, guys. I don't change it from the. I don't change the level from the. I gotta hit start recording. When I do the with the pre-recorded videos, mic is good. Okay, good. It sounded like last one I did. It was like I was in a fucking echo chamber. So okay, I'm glad. God, I've had real troubles with these live streams. I had to bail yesterday. I couldn't get it to work. I think it's partly because I'm streaming to two different. Because now we have the indicator channel, so I'm trying to coordinate. It's harder than it looks. Okay, shit. So, oh fuck. Hang on. I gotta get my disclaimer up here. As I was reminded the other day, you got to do that. Yes, it does sound different from pre. Yeah, I don't know why, but it ain't bad. Let me see. I think it's worse if I get it hotter. Is that? I don't want to blow it out if I get on a rant. Not that I'm planning to, but I'm prone to it. Okay, so I was checking with PK, so all good. All right, hopefully. I don't know. The weird, there's no way to, at least I can't figure out how to check it without going live. I know there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way for me to just go on and say, okay, is everything good here and not be live, but I'll be damned if I can figure it out. All right, so let's get a few more on here because I did start a little bit early just because I can't figure out how to fucking test it. I got to go over here and get the charts. Let's see. So you see me over there, right? So it's also weird. There's a 30-second delay. So what I see, so I need the chat. I want the chat overlay. Shit, how do I do that? Chat overlay? No, I don't want that. I just have to see the chat so I can see what you guys are doing. Fuck. I don't know if that's working or not. Oh shit, well, I guess maybe it doesn't matter. Hang on. One thing I realized as I sit here killing time, the webcams that I got, they're good, but they have AI in them. So I think the idea is they follow you. I think that's what happened to me last week. So if I move away from the desk, it follows me. So like the camera follows you around. So it's a little bit weird. That happened to me the other day. I forgot that it was going to follow me, and then that jacked up the camera. All right, so we got a pretty good lineup here. So it looks like we got 6 or 7. That's enough to get us started, right? Enough to make a decent stream here. So let me. Oh shit. I'm so clueless here. I don't actually know how to get the link. Let's see. So if I go over here, shit. Why does that not show here? I mean, my goal was to start at noon here, so we got a few minutes here. Okay, so it does show that I'm on there, but I don't know where the fuck I get the chat. How do I get the chat? Oh, these little details here. Okay, so I guess I'll have to use the restream chat so I can see you guys. Oh, but it ain't bad. Okay, all right. So let me get PK to help me here. and have him grab the link on it. Okay, cool. All right, guys, we'll get there eventually. Pretty interesting day. You guys know I spend a lot of my time day trading the S&P. Pretty much now it's just the S&P, right? I've found there's benefit to focusing. I'm watching that mic volume. If I turn it down here a little bit, is that better for you guys? If I go up here, it might be better. Okay, there we go. So okay, just making sure members know we're going here, and then we'll get rid of this disclaimer. But one of the guys over in the TDI, the indicator Discord, reminded me, and I may have said this to you guys last week, that you're vulnerable if you don't do a disclaimer. And I guess another pretty well-known streamer, educator, sorry. No, I guess he has a huge following, but yeah, I guess he did not post his disclaimer and got sued for $3 million and lost. $3 million would be a painful loss, so I keep that disclaimer on there. Hopefully I'm not too hot on that level. So that's why I put this dumb thing up here, right? So because people are funny about money. That's one thing we know. Okay, so I think let's see. Oh shit. Fuck. Sorry, I don't have him. Hang on, guys. Oh, fuck. I gotta get the live stream link posted, and I'm screwing up here, so. See, this is why I got on early today, because I knew I was going to have a minute. Okay. So that's going. All right, so now they know here. And you guys I appreciate you bearing with me here as we sort this out. It's kind of nice to have someone running the board. I kind of miss that. See there, the camera just followed me again. It's weird how it does that. Okay, so we're on the live stream. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just get her started. Let me turn this off. See, that camera's following me. Okay, disclaimer now coming off. All right, so we all know right now that we're clear that this is for educational purposes only, and I'm not giving you trading advice. I am still suffering from allergies. Met with my allergy specialist yesterday. I'm trying to find a solution to this, so I'm going to have to move. Okay, so let's start the lineup here. So first up, I've got this is Striz. Now, Striz has been with us for a little while. I know he was doing some option trading, and I mean he's working on his skill set. So just to remind, members, kind of you get this. But for any of you YouTubers that are joining us or new members, free members here, the goal here, hang on. Oh, these allergies. The goal here is not to feed you trades. That's not what I'm trying to do here. Really what we're trying to do is demonstrate the TDU methodology, which is a blend of, I guess you'd call them established technical approaches to the market. So we're blending fib relationships, fib swings, algorithmic activity that we can identify with market geometry and with Elliott wave, right? And the thing that I have to remind people is that the Elliott wave is what we go to last, but that's where they come to us. That's where they want to start. Now, I do have a number of purists. Hang on. I'm so sorry, guys. It's just it plagues me. I have a number of purists on my team that are. There's no chart they're going to look at post. They're always going to have an Elliott count on it because they're purists, and that's part of the attraction. That's why I want them on the team. I am of the view that Elliott is not always there, or maybe said differently, it's not always useful. And if it's not useful, why are you struggling to get something labeled? Now, that said, where there's benefit to keeping a count on everything is that Elliott is always, it's about context. So if an impulse is showing up, Are we starting? Are we ending? Where does it fit in that context? Damn it. Sorry, guys. I'm struggling today with the phlegm. But my point being, okay, so if an impulse pops up out of somewhere, is it connected to something? Right? That's really the idea. So when I say it's not always there, it's not always helpful, at some point an impulse or correction or something is going to appear. And then with that piece of information, then you can maybe stitch it into prior context and say, oh, now I see, it makes sense. But it's not always obvious, and it's not always revealed that we have something to work with. So with that said here, let's take a look at what Striz has posted. Damn it, hang on. Ooh, it's bad for me today. Okay, so I've got, this is the Russell 2000, the ETF that he's posted up here. He's giving me, this is a weekly. Now, of course, the benefit of going out to these longer time frames is that the Elliott counts are not going to change frequently, right? So that's the benefit, but this is slow motion trading because things take so bloody long to materialize. Now he's new enough with us and we got to get we used to have it pinned in the old channel. I've got to get you some instructions. So you give me a chart that I can work with. I can't work with this one. I just have an image, but I can at least see what you're trying to do here. And the three-wave correction here is pretty solid here. So what I did was just pull it up here so I could work with it. Now let me get back to a weekly here so I can get the whole thing as you were presenting it to me. It's pretty close to what you gave me here, the assumption that we're finished. And I think we're coming up with the same count in terms of what we're doing here, but you didn't label it for me. So you kind of left me hanging. So I'm going to finish that for you because I think this is what you're implying. If we look at the 1, 2, 3, this is such an obvious 4. And if I recall here, we did a 50 here. We didn't quite get second target, but it wouldn't matter here. They're so close. From this 2 through that 3, the 3-wave is pretty, see, there's an example. I look at that and I go, okay, so if you're an Elliott wave hater, you almost can't miss the 5s and the 3s here. So why would you not take advantage of that, right? It's information the market is just handing you, saying, okay, here's a 5 followed by a 3. So you're so anti-Elliott that you can't take advantage of that. Seems like a dumb way to approach the market, right? It's just another set of tools. Now the question is, do you want to look with any of these live streams, any of these videos? The question you got to ask yourself, if you're not already a member, is do you want to learn these tools to apply them to see if that's going to help you make better trading decisions? That's the point of all of this, right? Not to hand you trades. That's never what I do. I don't ever do it. So when people are saying, "Oh, you're wrong all the time," I'm not handing you trades. So how can I be wrong? Interesting, right? How people are funny that way. But there is so much now. I mean, God, this business is so different than when I started. But really early, late 2017, 2018. It's so radically different, right? Everybody wants to feed you a trade, and how is that helping you, right? If I'm giving you the trades, then you're totally dependent on me. That's never what I was after here. I'm trying to make it so you don't need anyone's counsel, right? You can make the decision, do the evaluation, pull the trigger, set your stop, set your target. You can do all that without anybody's counsel. That was always the point, right? But that's not where the market seems to be. People are like, oh, give me the trade. That's funny, right? People don't want to work. They want to just be handed to them. All right, I'm already on a rant. So let's get this up a little bit. And okay, so is this useful to us? Well, okay, so here's I didn't even label it here. It's so obvious. I assumed I didn't need to. All right, so here's the ABC of the 4. And then, okay, pretty hard to miss it's a little sloppy choppy here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So again, do we need to label it? I don't know if it helps you, some sort of 4 here. Right, and sometimes with something like this, I don't really care about the intricacies of that wave structure in that 5th. The implied count here is a 5, right? So we can look at this and say, okay, 3, we had a pretty good looking internal impulse into the 3. A, B, C into the 4 doesn't overlap the 1. So it's just basic Elliott here. This does not require an advanced degree in Elliott wave analysis. Okay, well then coming off of that, now it gets a little trickier here. This would be blue belt, or probably purple belt. Actually, you might not get this at first, right? I mean, triangles take a little time to occur to you to think, what the hell is this? Because you're thinking 5s and 3s, and when you can't figure it out, excuse me, it's almost always going to be a triangle. When you're stuck going, what the fuck? As soon as you're thinking, that's triangle should pop in your head, right? And perhaps that's what we've got here. Damn it, hang on. Oh, Jesus, I'm so sorry. See, this is the problem of being live, right? I used to be able to just mute that, and then you wouldn't see me. I have to clear my throat all the time. Okay, so let's look at it. So it looks to me like we'd have A, B, C, right, into a W right now. Okay, this takes a little, you got to study to know, oh, wait a minute, could I have a triangle in the X? Well, okay, so you got two ways to deal with that. One, we give you the Elliott wave cheat sheet. So, and I've noticed others do the same thing, right? There's no shortage of them, right? So there's plenty of Elliott wave content to say, oh, can I have a triangle in the X wave? Can I? Well, perfectly legit. Now, the thing with a triangle, it's a lot to project, right? So do we have it? What if we do this? Well, the triangle blows up, right? So then, oh, fuck, well, you were wrong about the triangle. Right now, it looks like that's what we're doing here, is we're doing a triangle. And there's a little bit of slop down here with that B going, but it's tiny, right? It's not enough to invalidate in my view. So we've got to come out of this, and we got to come up here, and oh, lo and behold, I'd have a textbook WX. Now, okay, so see, I'm already factoring in the assumption that we're going to come up here and complete this, and we could easily do that. So you have to look at it and go, okay, well, right now, that's the trade that makes sense here. Because we're certainly not doing an impulse. It's not like we did an ABC here. There's the correction and off we go. And then additionally, if you look at this, again, it's not that the market has any obligation to do anything ever, right? But if we can look back historically and say, okay, well, where do wave twos typically come in? Not always. There is no always in the markets. But typically, we're going to retrace and, okay, well, wait a second, how would that fit in here? Well, it looks like that might be a reasonable place to find some support if we're going to come down here and do this. Well, would that make sense based on what I have right here? Well, yes, unless, right, we drop down here and then we're going to have to revisit this and rethink it and recount it, relabel it. But right now, if we go up to that E, that's a beautiful looking sell. And the reason I say that is because you've got to look at it and say, okay, well, if I sell there, number one, okay, let's assume, because this would be the safest way to be right about your assumptions more often than not. Let's assume I'm wrong. Let's just assume, right, that this just launches here. Well, okay, so be it, right? I mean, so you're going to take a stop. But look at the setup here with regard to risk reward, right? This is what we're after. So if this plays as an X here, I mean, this is the name of the game, guys, right here. And it's not that we make it so much more complicated than it needs to be, right? We just complicate the shit out of all of this. Okay, so this is right there. If we come up here and we do the E here, okay, so what do I have? I have a low risk trade where I can take the short here off of a pattern here that is prone to repeating. It's not like, oh my God, maybe it'll do that. Has it ever done that before? Okay, certainly we'd have a contender here, but it's the risk reward that should be the focus, not the, oh, did I get the count right it's okay, if I take this trade and I'm wrong, what's the impact? If I take this trade and I'm right, what's the impact? Well, I got here 6 to almost 7 to 1. And that's, I mean, maybe we only get to the 50. It's still 5.82 to 1. That is the name of the game in trading. As to how you come to the decision here to take the short, assuming you do. Shit, I'm not saying to take a short. I'm just saying there's a trade potentially setting up there. And how you get to that decision, maybe you're using the supply zone here. Maybe you think that's going to go a little higher. I don't know what you're thinking. But the point is, I've got a low risk, high reward trade here. That is, and this is what you're trying to do all day, every day, whether you're trading daily, weekly, monthly. This is the name of the game right here. Can I find a technically confluent point where I have pattern, price, time, the fib structure here? Can I get all these things in alignment here and take a trade where I can make 3, 4, 5, 6 times more than if I'm wrong? That is, it just really is as simple as that. So that's where you should be focusing. What do we focus on? Everything but that. Oh shit, man! I gotta figure out how to do that triangle. I'm not sure how that happens here. Literally, it is. You've heard me say this before. It is well documented that with good money management, you can flip a coin and still be profitable. Heads I buy, tails I sell. I'm being very serious. That is where we need to be focused, but that's not what anyone focuses on. They focus on how do you get to the decision to decide to be short there. And I would encourage you to rethink that. It doesn't fucking matter. Literally, heads I buy, tails I sell. What matters is this. That's what matters. That's what will dictate whether you survive or not in the market, right? It took me a long time to learn that because just like you, I went through the exact same process. How is it you know to sell there? And okay, if you sell there and you're wrong, does that mean the next time you see that you don't sell it? See, that's what makes it tricky. Because if you take it, I think I got a WX into a triangle, and you get stopped out, can you take it the next time? And the next time? Well, at 6 to 1, how many times can you take that before you're losing money, right? You only have to be right once. I mean, that there's a little bit of lottery mentality there, right? So you want to be careful of like, oh, fuck, I'm just losing money, and I just need one winning trade to get well. There has to be consistency to it. There has to be consistency in the approach that leads to the decision to take the trade. So I don't care whether you're using Elliott Wave or what do we have here? Or whether you're using just a fib retrace, right? Oh, so maybe this comes to the 50 and you're thinking, oh man, I've seen that algo is pretty responsive at the 50. And maybe you take it there. It's the same decision process. Okay, maybe you're going to give it to the other side of the 65 because you've studied a little bit about that measured move. Okay, so now what do I have? 4 to 1. Okay, so I can be wrong 4 times before I'm negative, right? I need one of these to hit. Now, here's the question. This is what makes trading hard. You could do this 3 times in a row and have 3 losers in a row, and it will take the experienced trader to take it the 4th time. And as is just the nature of the markets, the 4th time is the one that'll go. And that's the one you're like, shit, man, I took this 3 times. I'm not taking it again. I've tried it 3 times in a row. I've been stopped out, right? And I can almost guarantee you the one you sit out is the one that goes. It's just how the market is a brutal teacher. It's a brutal master, right? It's going to make you learn it one way or another. You're going to learn the hard way, which is blow out your account, refund your account, blow out your account, refund your account, or, right, which is I'm assuming is the reason you come to a channel like ours, or you're a member, is you're trying to learn from people who've already been down this road. I have been doing this for a very fucking long time. So why I'm so amused when amused is the wrong word. It saddens me. I see these kids sitting in their bedroom somewhere and they're 20 something years old and they've got 100,000 followers and they're talking about their experience in the market. They don't know a fucking, they're getting on a rant here. Consider the experience level of the people you're taking counsel from. I mean, not that I'm the greatest things. I'm just another guy, right? With a little experience. But if you're taking trade recommendations from someone who's 21 years old, how much real experience how much have they seen? How much do they really know? Just consider that. All right, here I'm on a rant. I'm still on the first chart. All right, but I'm trying to make the point here. We tend to focus on the wrong thing. We're focused on, is it a triangle? Oh, should I short that? I don't know. Should I? What's the risk reward if you take the trade? That's the question. Okay. And the first question is, how much can I afford to be wrong there? Right, what can I tolerate here? As to the net result of the trade, you almost have to disconnect from it emotionally, which is easy to say. But it has to be, I used to say this all the time, it has to be just another trade. Not, oh my God, if I can get that, man, I can make my mortgage payment here. I'm going to have a little extra cushion. I can take the wife out. It can't be that way. It's got to be, you've got to be disconnected from the outcome. Did I follow my trade plan? Do I have the right risk reward? Does this set up technically? Do I have the technical confluence that I look for before I put money at risk? Yes, 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 yes. Take the fucking trade. And don't overanalyze it. Take the trade and accept the outcome. If you're stopped out, here, don't do this. This is another, takes a while to learn this. It starts coming up. You've set up your trade here and you've got your 6-to-1. It starts to come up and goes against you. This is, I promise you, this is the worst possible thing you can do. Do not do this. Here's what and everybody does it. I've done it. We've all done it. Oh, I'm going to give it a little more room. Oh shit, man, that's going up to it's going to break that supply zone here. Well, it's definitely not going to get to the pivot. I'll give it a little more room. And I promise you, the absolute worst thing that can happen to you here is that you get away with it. That's number one worst outcome here. Even though you think, look at all the money I made. I'm so smart. I just gave it a little more room. Promise you, you're going to keep doing it. And one of these times, it only takes one. Well, it won't break the high. Oh, well, they're just going to run the stops up there. They won't get any beyond that. Oh, I'm just going to give it a little more room. I'm going to guess that there's not anyone here, unless you just started trading yesterday, who hasn't done that. It's hard not to, right? Because you don't want to take the stop, right? Emotionally, you're like, motherfucker, I know that thing's going down. You see, this is why this is such a painful mistake. You're so much better to just take the small loser here. Just take it. Don't worry about it. Don't do that. God, it's just a matter of when you blow up your account. If you start, and if you do it once, you'll do it twice. If you do it twice, you're just going to keep doing it. It's just a matter of when you blow your account up. You've got to take the small loser and then reevaluate. Because if you get up here, okay, can I take it again? Is it still good? Do I still have 6-to-1? Oh, what do I got here? Now I got 12-to-1. Okay, I took a loser here. Welcome to trading. I took a loser here, but now, maybe I'm going to get I don't know. We're going to get something else here. Shit, some sort of correction here that leads to, so at the end of the day, what is it really, right? It's a 3. How you get here is almost less important than setting that trade up. Don't do this. There's no reason to do that, right? If you're going to take that trade, the assumption is that you have the pivot. If you say, I guess I don't have the pivot. I'm going to have to get, right, all of that. Promise you, you're going to regret it, right? Just take the small loser, right? Small loser, small loser, small winner, small winner. The one thing you cannot have is big loser, right? It's so simple, so easy to say. Just can't have a big loser. Only big losers have big losers. Easy to say, I know, right? It's just a discipline. How about this? Just don't move your stop. When the stop is in, leave it alone. If you get stopped out, next trade, right? That's how you disconnect from. It's just another trade. It's not my life saying, well, fuck, let's hope. It's not the kids' tuition money. It's just another trade. There'll be another one probably in an hour. It's just like a bus. Always another one coming along, right? So don't do that to yourself. So here, I'm half an hour in. We haven't talked about much Elliott, right? Which is kind of the point here. It's not about the Elliott it's not about the TA. It's about you dealing with money management and risk control. That's what will decide whether you're successful, whether you stick around, whether you can even enjoy the process, right? Some people get into it and think this is the lifestyle I want. They can't take the stress, right? They can't take a lot of people, right? And I was broker for 10 years, right? I would deal with really successful people, right? And that gave them the money to be trading. They couldn't deal with it emotionally, right? It's not for everybody. A lot of people just can't deal with being wrong more than they're right. And I guarantee you're going to be wrong more than you're right. Some people cannot deal with that. I think the successful doctors, lawyers, successful entrepreneurs, you're right more than you're wrong. That's how you got in the position that you're in. you got a whole nother playing field here in the markets. If you can't deal with being wrong more than you're right, you're in the wrong business. You're in the wrong undertaking here. Somebody else should manage your money. Woo, man. So much for not getting on a rant. Okay, Striz, I think I just used you as a launching pad here. Didn't really mean to. I think, you can, as we come back to this trade where I left it, there's a nice looking short setting up here. Put a stop on it. All right. Let's keep going here. Young Yan. I like Young Yan. He wants to learn, and he's deliberate. He's all over the place, right? He's in this. He's over in the futures room. He's in the options room. He wants to learn. Let's see what he's doing. I like this kid. I don't even know if he's young, but he goes by Young Yan, so it makes me think he's a kid. Oh, Starbucks. Yeah, you gave me this. See, he took some of the stuff that I taught him, and he's applied it. Okay, so I had this up here. This is what you gave me. So here, let me get rid of this since I copied it already because I was curious. I was actually curious seeing it. Okay, this is creative. So you have to deal with here the massive size of the. Oh, fuck. Let's go to a weekly. I think he gave me a weekly. It's just hard when you're doing something like this where you have so much history, right? And it's just relentless. I mean, it is amusing to think, like, oh shit, I could have bought Starbucks at $3 here. Well, you kind of have to look when you have this much range. You're stuck. You got to look at it in log scale, which is a pain in the ass, right? Trust me, I know it's a pain, right? It distorts your chart. It fucks up the volume profile. Whoops. Oh shit. Hope I didn't blow. I just didn't have had the mic muted. Anyway, all right. So here we go. This is difficult to deal with here. So what? Shit, I think so. What he's trying to do here is deal with all of this congestion up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, is there another way to look at that? Oh, shit! I thought I had it up here. I thought I did. Maybe not. Okay, maybe I thought. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I brought it up over here to get a different look at it. I think maybe Young Yan, damn it. I think Young Yan, maybe you're trying too hard in here. Just a little bit. So he's trying to do it this way. Okay, so the 5 is in. There's a 3. Okay, we're going with the 3. That's kind of an ugly... Trying to turn this into a diag with that massive extension. I think that's a force, right? So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is the 1 of the 5. That doesn't feel right. Yeah, I like what you're doing here in that you're trying to find a path to make it fit, but I think there's too much abnormal here. So let me get over here and see just when you can. I always want to simplify it. So what is the wave structure really implying here? Well, the 3 here coming. This is pretty standard TA, right? So we're coming back, right, all the way back to the consolidation before the launch point, right? So we launch and then give it all back and then launch again, and now we're damn near giving it all back. This is. Granted, we're on a weekly here, so that low is that COVID? Yeah, that's a COVID low. Here's the COVID rip, and now what a great example for Fed policy, right? Free money. Oh, all of a sudden, money's not free anymore. Oh, now wait a minute, what are we doing here? So I'd be inclined to think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We complete, which is just as you have it here. Well, pardon me. All right, so you have us doing an expanded B. I think I think you're trying to complicate it unnecessarily, right? So if I look here and I go, okay, can I get an impulse here? Yeah, I can. 1, 2, 3. This is clearly the 4 up for the 5. A, B, C into the 4. I got a pretty good looking 5 up here, and we clear the algo target. Now, granted, that's a weekly, and that's we're certainly clearing the algo target. But this just feels like it's just a simpler count, really. That's all I'm saying. Oh, I don't even know if you could get if this would be of any value. You'd have to double again. I'd probably do it halfway here. Yeah. Can I do it? There we go. Something along these lines here with this is your 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that gives me a reasonable target. So we don't even need to do those. Right, just kind of looking for the geometry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm out of log, right? So I think it actually gets a little bit harder in log to get clarity on what we're doing here. Yeah, you can still do it, but see, this is why I think you ended up with that clusterfuck up there, right? So if we just keep it here, granted, I know, right? That's a big range, but I think it's just, I think I can get a better look at it here. This 5 down here, this is a waterfall. That's clearly a 5. So let's call it an A. The ABC here, again, as to where it comes, makes sense. Looks like we're pretty steep on the retrace, but the 5 followed by the 3. Well, it looks like you might have 707 there. Let's go platinum. There's 707. Okay, so I mean, remember a B, right? The way to think of a B is the same way to think of a 2. Market has one purpose, right? To facilitate trade. Where are there going to be stops, right? Where do we know trade will take place? Or you can think of it this way, where there will be liquidity is at each of these pivots, right? And there'll be one here, right? Everybody on the planet can look at this chart and go, okay, where's the liquidity? Where are the stops? Right? So knowing that they're here, right? The B or the 2, knowing that there'd be liquidity down here or here, it's always the same thing. If they can't get there, the market is screaming at you because it wants to get up there. Now, if I do it in a 3, like I've got it here, okay, I can look at this and go, well, all right, well, let's look at it this way. All right, so this is how you want to think of Elliott. 5s and 3s. I know we just went through a triangle, but when you're first learning 5s and 3s, okay, so here I got a clear 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by a 3, followed by a 5. So now we're in context. Okay, so where is this in space, right? If I've got a 5 followed by a 3, okay, well, is it enough here to say, okay, well, something's done? Well, okay, that's where the 1, 2, 3, 4, like you put the whole thing together and go, shit, I got a completed impulse. Okay, so what's next, right? If I completed the impulse and it's from the absolute low, okay, well, what am I thinking here? What would be the logical assumption? Oh, okay, I completed an impulse. Well, so there's a 1, right? Your super cycle, right? The highest degree here. Oh, let's get that. Oh, I think that's a wave 2. There we go. Okay, so I've got a completed 5. I'm looking for a completed 3, right? And I can kind of do the same thing. Okay, like back to consolidation. So if this is indeed, right, the waterfall here, if we go to let's go to daily here, you can see it pretty clearly. 1, 2, 3, it's a little skinny here. 4, down for the 5. Okay, you can see the 5 here, so you can see the ABC in this. I mean, this is pretty good technically, right? So it's surprising. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can go A, oh, it almost doesn't matter. I don't think it's a triangle. B, I can go into the C here. I mean, this is like, you know, so this is actually a good example of how Elliott is infinitely easier on these higher time frames because the counts don't change. You're not redoing the count here every 20 minutes. Like if you're trying to apply Elliott to a 5 minute, you're going to be changing the counts a lot. Okay, so I got 5 followed by 3. So the implication here, again, no requirement for the market to do anything ever. It's going to do what it's going to do. But this is 5 followed by 3. So the implication is that there's going to be a 5 that brings it down to where I'm anticipating it to go. That by no means does that mean that that's where it's going. It's just, we got to use something. Right? We've got to try and anticipate market direction somehow. You want to look at their balance sheet and their earnings forecast? Okay, great. That's one way to do it. What the technician's first assumption is, right? This is a TA 101. I call it TNA, but just to make it more interesting. Okay, well, so the technician's assumption, if you're going to be a technician, the first assumption you're making is that all of the known fundamentals that can be known at this moment in time are factored into that price. That's the technician's first assumption, right? Everything that can be known is known and is reflected in that price. If it moves away from that, then the price is being revalued, then that could be based on fundamental news. We don't care. We're just looking at this. God, is that a pattern that I can spot here that looks like it might be repeating? Well, I've got a pretty good looking series of channels here, right? We know, oh, the market's not gonna let me do that. We've got a 5 followed by a 3, and look at the clean channeling. So why would I assume anything other than that? We know the market here, and this isn't, we're on a big time frame here. We know the market likes to move in these 3s, right? And we're looking for a 3. There's the first try, retrace, second try. That's how the market likes to move, right? We know this, right? That's what you're looking for here. So same thing. Okay, so let's see. Can we put a trade together here? Well, oh shit, Young Yan, did you give me a trade over here? Well, you're doing the same thing. You're getting there differently. Oh fuck, hang on. Oh, dude, what are you doing? Are you doing? Oh, okay. So you're going A, B, 1, 2. Okay, it's possible. I think that might be overly bearish. I don't think you need to be. You're projecting down here to $28. I'm going to go with too bearish. Okay, so let's come back here and just reconsider that. Okay, well, fuck. Here I'm going for $50. So maybe not. I mean, what are we at here? 120. So we're expecting this thing to be cut in half. But we want to get there in a 5, right? That's the anticipation. And if we get there in a 5, then what have we done? We've completed a 3. And what's the anticipation? The anticipation is another 5 coming out of that. That is the genius of Elliott, right? So, and you can keep it that simple until you get somewhere where you're like, oh, fuck, it's not a 5, it's not a 3. Triangle. All right, so let's go look in there. Okay, so I'm on the daily. It looks to me like there might be a nice trade setting up here. Okay, so that looks like I've got a 5. All right, so what am I anticipating, right? I took a peek at the larger time frame here, but I didn't really dig into this just because I like to keep it fresh when I first come to it, so you get the thought process. Well, come here. This sure looks to me like some sort of diagonal 5 going in. Let's take that down. Here's what it's not a 3. So it's not unreasonable to think, oh, I've got the B pivot is in. I've got the leading diag of my 1 going in. And oh, look at this. Look at these 2 nice big fat supply zones I've got up here as a candidate for a 3 and a target down here for a demand zone to give me a bounce, right? All of that seems to be setting up pretty nicely. So let's put it in, not used here. Okay, do I have a 5, right? Do I know that's done? Well, of course not. Right, but now look at the nice trend line support here. So when you're in a channel like this, remember this is Al Brooks, right? This is one of the great gifts to technical analysis. The break of the trend line, right, or the trend channel. This is where retail thinks, oh, break of the channel, I got to sell it. You got to be careful there, right? The assumption is if we break a trend line here, the market will want to go back and try and attempt to push to those highs. So as we sit here, we'd be anticipating a push back up here to try and go get to those highs. Right now, we don't have the break yet. So it may just be that we're going to stay contained here in this channel because that's not a break, right? I'm riding the trend channel. So until we get a break here, if this comes back into the 2, right, we might get another channel coming down this way. So this is what you're hoping for. We get something. Oh, we'll measure that up for the 2, right? If I don't know that that's done, but right now it's a reasonable candidate to be done because I got a clean 5. And now that may roll over and we're going down and we rechange the count, but right now I got a clean 5 and I'm starting to retrace. So I'm looking for this 2 coming in somewhere in this range. Right, and I'm looking to transition from one channel to the next, right? If I go here and I go here, now I'm going here. There's my 1618, right? So we can do it this way and say, okay, if this is the 1 and this is the 2, where's my high probability zone for my 3, right? Again, market's not obligated, but I have a tendency for the market to do that. Well, hey, lo and behold, that's right with the channel, right at the demand zone, right at this prior consolidation right at the edge of value, and you start to see, oh, hey, this all looks like it's starting to make sense. So what am I looking for here right now? Do I know it's going to do this? Of course not. But that's you have to lay it out like this, because there are going to be times where you're going to have every damn turn nailed. You will. Sorry, Jamie Passy, I know the clearing of the throat is a pain in my ass. Trust me, I know. I spent $900 to get tested on what I'm allergic to. It drives me crazy. Yeah, believe me, it's worse for me, especially when you make your living on a microphone. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? I mean, we're just mapping it out. Like, again, this would be perfect, Elliot. Do I know that's going to happen? Of course not. Oh, Jesus. I mean, look how good this is. Right? And if we did do that, I don't know that we are. We'd be coming back into the 50 at the low volume. I mean, this is really, well, sometimes these are worth mapping out like this, just to see if you can get, I mean, you're going to get a few of these that are going to do it this perfectly. You'll get some. All right. That's what keeps you coming back. That's what keeps you trading as an LAtician, right? You're going to get some where it's almost like, oh, you got to be kidding me, right? You got to be kidding me. It's like I knew every turn. Right now, there is no reason to do anything other than be looking for the next opportunity to sell this here. Now, if we get here, what have we got? Same thing. All right, I got a low risk, high reward trade setup. Now, you may not, so options, of course, would be one possibility there, traded with options. Trust me, it's better for me to clear it than try and talk with that in my throat. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So what have I got there? That's 6 to 1. If I get stopped out here, it's not going to blow up my account. It's not going to ruin my day. Just another trade. That's how you have to think of it, right? If I get it, whoa boy, 6 to 1. Now here, this is the other thing, right? That'll make this hard. You got to be willing to stay with it. Right. This is the other, this takes time. You get right here and you're like, oh shit, man, I'm up here. Let's see. I'm up 3 to 1. I'm at the structure here. Shit, I better take it. Yeah, the last one was a loser. So I need to get well. Right. And then maybe you get a 2618, right? But usually when you do that, it'll keep going, right? Because you laid it out and you made the mistake of panicking. Well, let's see if it did that. What would your assumption be on the count? Oh, that we're going to go 1, 2, 1. Okay, maybe you talk yourself into thinking, oh, that's the 1, 2 of the 3, right? But even that, it doesn't quite fit. It takes time to let something go. Right now, so when you get here, if you're uncomfortable, low volume node, you're at structure. I can see I get the thinking. Oh shit, I've got 100. If you get here, take a partial. Let some run. You laid the thing out, right? So you have to decide what's going to be more psychologically damaging to you. Right? I've said this many times. To me, if I map this out, I get the turn, I get right here, and I panic. Because for whatever reason, and I just close everything out. Yes, I made money. But if it does this and I map that thing out, that's much more painful to me, right? And what we as traders and human beings, right, we do anything to avoid pain. That's why we move stops, right? We're much more driven by avoiding pain than we are seeking pleasure. So which is why, right, it's tempting to take it here. Oh, that's pleasure. Oh, dopamine hit. Oh, winning trade. Thank you. Oh, fuck. I'm a dummy. Now you had a winning trade that you should feel good about, and now you're beating yourself up because you mapped it out and you didn't have the balls to let it run. Take a partial there. To me, that's infinitely more damaging, right? What the only thing would be worse if you say, oh fuck, all right, they're not going to get that B high. Oh well, they're not going to get that too high, right? That's the only thing to make it worse, right? Changing the risk profile right here, you got a nice one. Right? If that's all you can stand, if you can't, like shit, man, I get 3 to 1, 4 to 1. That's all I can take. I can't take it. I can't stay for the 7 to 1, 9 to 1. I can't stay for that. Okay, well then plan accordingly, right? If that's all you can stand, you can't stand the stress of it. You better be good, right? Because you're gonna need the big one. to offset all the little losers, because you're going to have way more losers than winners. All right. Okay. So, Jesus, I'm rant heavy today, and I'm still in the market too. Oh, I did run that ID hack. Okay. Mic is on. I think I'm through clearing my throat for a while. Okay, Young Yon, thanks for that. Pizza Man. Oh, man. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Glad to see you back. What the hell am I doing here? Pizza Man's giving me hot. You gave me 2 here, so that's weird. Okay, let me see what you're doing. So let's go here and see what you gave me. Might be picture and one that I can work with and one that I can't. Well, that didn't work. That's Young Yans. So let's try that again. Copy the link. Why am I not? There we go. Oh, that looks like Pizza Man. Okay, so shit. What did you give me here? Hot right here. Hot 8 Mining Corp. Is that it, Pizza Man? That's got to be it. Give it to me in log. This looks like it needs to get reset. I like this. Okay, so let's get, what are we doing here? All right, so Pizza Man, not afraid to post up without a count on it. Do I have this right? You giving me the weekly? Well, you almost don't need, do we need a count here? Do we really need to label it? Or is that pretty self-evident? I'm guessing he's like, fuck, do we need to label it? Okay, that's pretty deep. On the weekly, well, okay, so with this one, you can almost work backwards. So that sure looks like an ABC, right? So we've already broken the high here. So process of elimination, we can work backwards and say, okay, well, we know the only way I can finish in an ABC is if it's part of a combo. Again, this is, oh, fuck. Well, you might be able to get a triangle in out of that. All right, so this looks like we've just kind of got a extension in the first. Looks like what we've got there. Pizza Man, did you give me shit? This, so you're using my, this is one of my templates, right? So I'm just making sure I didn't put it on my own. Okay, so looks to me like we got order block right here. Another one. Let's get it right on that. All right, so that's already tapped. You're deep here. So what are you trying to, what's the thought process, right? Okay, so we've had a 5 followed by a complex 3, right? So at the end of the day, right, there's a little complexity here, but we're calling this a 3, right? Okay, so is that a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4? Well, we're gonna have to go down a bit. Let's get this out of there. Nice use. I'm thinking that's the 50, right? That must be the, oh, you do have this on there. Yeah, you do. Okay, so what are you giving me? You're on a 50. Okay, that's what I was looking for. All right, so this is a 50 EMA. It's the envelope of the highs and lows. It's nice. So it's a useful tool, right? You'll see the market will often come back to this, right? Especially on these higher time frames. The God EMA doesn't have enough data here, right, to really give us much, but there it is, and going sideways. Okay, let's get into the 1, 2. Okay, kind of the same thing, right? I can work backwards and go, well, here's a 3, right? And that doesn't look like a 4. So you look at that, and again, just visually, it looks to me like this is all completed here. I don't want to try and connect this to something here. This completes, this corrects. Now we're starting again. So I look at that and go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I got a good looking C. I got a wonky looking A, 3 in the B. I wouldn't sweat that. It's the good 5 down here that looks better, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looks like so I've got a nice finish here. Let's go to an 8-hour here. Looks like this is a 50, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's a golden zone. Okay, so should surprise exactly 0 people. So what does that mean we have here? Golden corner pocket. Oh, let's go to default. Okay, so no reason to do it. So right now, here's what can we say with certainty, right? That's got 80% probability. Now, slow down though. Let's just check here. Maybe it's too far. Looks like it is. Yeah, we broke in here, so that's good news. Okay, so we're not fighting a sell side algo on that side. Looks like you may have already had, did this do a 50? It looks like it did. Let's see, they use secondary. There it is. Okay, do you see this here? Algo, right? First thing you're always trying, where is it? What did it do last? Right? That should be the first, you're like, okay, where are we? Where's the fucking algo? Because I know it's going to be in here. What did it do? Right? So there we go from perfect tag, right? No, not the 618, golden zone, right to the target. Like, look at the reaction, right? And so we react, and then on the retrace, what do? Golden zone. It's the dominant algo in the market. You fight it if you want to, right? But that you're foolish to do that, right? I mean, I've only shown it 30,000 times. Okay, into the golden zone. Now we're not to the target yet. And if this is 1, 2, which we can process of elimination. Oh, okay, sure looks like a 3. Okay, 1, 2. Is that a 50? Well, maybe it may not be done yet. Yeah, let's simplify. Oh, right to a 50. So pretty much every pivot, just with rudimentary TDU methodology of working this algo and some Elliott here and a little geometry, again, this doesn't require an advanced degree. Now, maybe I can do it a little more quickly just because I've been doing this for so long, but this is not that hard. It's not rocket science. Literally, okay, I got some shapes, I got some levels. It's not that hard. Oh, golden corner, right? So I'm not fighting the sell side algo. That's the best news here. And I've broken here and I've broken, oh shit, let's make sure here. Have I broken? Yeah, I have, right? So what we're looking for is a close above, right? So we have closes above. So we've broken the sell side algo, right? So we're free to fly here. So this trade, Pizza Man, nice call here, good setup. Pizza Man's been with us, shit, he's been with us for years. This is a great choice. Now, if you want to do the full Monty on this, right? Again, use the tools, right? So why not put a channel on it? Okay, so I can look for. So this is okay. If this is 1, let's see. Yeah, it looks like you got it. Shit, I'm still on an 8-hour. 1, 2. It looks like you'd have to do it this way, right? So I've got a 5 here, followed by a 3. Now, I'm not expecting. Well, really, I shouldn't even say it that way. It's not me. It's the Elliottician is not expecting this to go in a straight line. If you're applying Elliott wave, you're anticipating that this is going to subdivide into a 5, right? If it's 1, 2, right? It has to do that. Has to. One way or another, you're going to get you're going to get a 5 in there, or you don't have an impulse, right? It's that simple. So looking at it right here, we can go 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, let's go down to a 2-hour, see how that second one looks. That's a little gnarly on the finish. It's not worth changing. It wouldn't have any impact over here. So we got the pivot here. So this is the corrective action. Here's the impulse. Here's the correction. Here's the next impulse. How that correction looks. Well, it looks good. All right. So it's not like I have some great gift here, right? This is just, okay, 5s and 3s. You guys can do this. Okay, that looks like a 5. It looks like a 3, right to a technically significant level. Oh, guess what's there? Demand zone. Oh, and look at the reaction. Now, what do we got here? This is earnings. Oh, fuck, who knows? Who cares? It doesn't matter, right? So the market has responded here positively, right? So we're gapping up. So we're going to leave that gap fill? Maybe. So if we're labeling this, what are we doing? 1, 2. Right? You've got to put them up there. Is there a trade there? Why not? Why would you not take that trade? If you're looking, you might say, "Oh shit, it's already too far gone." Well, if this is 1, 2, and we're going to go into it 3, we got to get a 1, 2 of the 3, right? That's the beauty. That's the fractal nature of it, right? It always subdivides up to a point. Throw it clear. All right. So you would have in here you'd have a golden corner and then a corner nested within that, right? So you'd have another one here that's going to be kind of sharp. Let's get you off of there. All right, so you map it out, not saying, oh, I know exactly where that's going. It's not really what we're trying to do here. We're saying, okay, here's a potential path. If it's going to follow an impulse here, then I can map this out and say, well, if it does that, if I get the move here to the third, if I get the move here to the third, well, now let's get the whole thing here. Let me get that out of here. Let's get the whole thing labeled, right? So if here's a completed impulse, here's a completed correction. Now I'm looking, this is Moneyball, right? This is the wave 3. Oh, come here. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. Why, if you're looking for a trade, why would you not take that? I mean, you've got 80% odds here that we get to that median line, and I've got 80% odds here that I get to that median line. What is it you're looking for 100% probability before you take a trade? It's gonna be a long wait. Damn it. I don't know what I don't know how else to set that up for you. I don't know what else to say there. Like you either see it and you take the trade, so why would you not take that trade? Because you got something you like better. You're like, fuck, I don't know HUT 8. I don't know anything about it. I'm not trading that. I trade crypto only, or I trade the S&P, or whatever, right? So you wouldn't take it. But in terms of a technical setup, if we see one better than that today, I'll be surprised. And I've never even heard of HUT 8 mining. It doesn't matter. What chart's a chart, right? Again, this is not magic in here. This isn't magic. These aren't magic levels. This is just human emotion. That's what Elliott Wave is tracking. Fear and greed. That's it. Crowd dynamics. The crowd's always wrong. If the crowd thinks it's going down, it's going up. If the crowd thinks it's going up, it's going down. Simple as that, right? And then retail provides the liquidity because retail's always wrong. So they're just providing the liquidity. Retail is who thinks, oh, okay, it's safe to sell now, because they don't know that golden zone's there. They have no fucking idea. Like, shit, that was going down. It looked like it was going to the floor. I wonder why it stopped there. They have no idea. You do. So there is no excuse to be selling into that, right? If you've seen it once, you got to be looking for it, right? Again, I've shown it probably 30, 40, 50,000 times. All right, good stuff. Good stuff, Pizza Man. Pizza Man always gives us some good content. All right, I got a double shot from him. He's giving me JKS. I don't know what it is. Don't care. Doesn't matter. Chart's a chart. Ooh, this looks like some good work. Okay, so launch the JKS chart. Now wonder why that's, I don't have to copy it. It's just giving me launch. Maybe that's something new they're doing, that I don't have to copy it. I can just launch it. What do I have here? Okay, so is this you? Yeah, JinkoSolar. Okay, JinkoSolar. This looks like a bit of a clusterfuck. To take back time. I wish TradingView had an option for semi-log. Yeah, Picasso, Motive Wave does it in semi-log. It's not a radical difference. Now here I'm in log. I don't need to be in log here. So, all right, Pizza Man, why do I not have your chart here? Something's up here. I'm getting. Let me get the second one here, because I should be getting your chart. I don't think I am. That's what I'm looking for. Now, why when I hit launch do I not get your chart? I'm hoping I'm going to get that right here. I'm not, son of a bitch. I'm not getting it. So here you're okay. What are you giving me here? So shit. Holy fuck! I can't even see what that is. Is this a? Let's try copy link. No, that's not going to work. Shit. I can't even see what time frame you're giving me. Ah, fuck. Okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, so this looks like you're. Fuck, I can't see what time frame it is. All right, so we'll have to go. Let's go to a daily. Whew, that looks ugly. That's what I can say. I think you gave it to me in log. Whew, ugly is right. Pizza Man, I'm sorry, I can't seem to figure out how you. I can't seem to get your work up here. Excuse me. Jesus, what are we doing here? This is kind of, oh shit. Here, let's go to a weekly or a 3-day here. I gotta see what I'm looking at, what I'm working with. Okay, that's out of log. 8 to 80. Let's go. I think we're probably better in log here. Well, okay, so approaching any chart like this. So when I first bring this up, my first thought is, oh God, what a nightmare. Is this really even one to spend any time on? Well, okay, so let's just notice a couple of things, right? So just can't have a triangle there, so you have to do it that way. Okay, so 5, even though this is all of our history here, sorry, even though that's all of our history, I finished with a 5. And this is not ideal here. Let's see, we're overlapping here. No, does it matter? I'm not sure it does. No, fuck, come here. Let's just, so really, when you first bring up a chart, first questions are, okay, how technical is it, right? Is the algo dominating in here? Well, okay, so you tell me, right? So there's to the target. Here's to the target, and that's third target to the tick. So you tell me, right? So this is coming off of a 50. This is an absolute perfect tag on a 3-day of the golden zone. You tell me now, is the algo dominant in here? Do we need to be thinking about that algo? Let's say yes, right? So, okay, fuck, does it really matter? I don't know that it does, right? So yes, there's a lot of complexity here, but that just looks to me like it's a big 3, right? Big swing structure. Do I really care what all that is? Not really. It's a big 3. Okay, something impulsive, something corrective, looks like something impulsive. I don't, for the next trade here, I don't know that it really matters. Fuck, what is all this? What can I see here? Something corrected here. You could think of it this way, right? This is another way to think of it. This is how it was originally taught to me. Swing, right, and have an internal retracement. We stay internal to the swing's highs and lows, right? So now I've gone external. Okay, really, you can start to simplify it that way. Okay, so does the count in here matter? I'd say no. Does the count here matter? Well, looks like it might, right? So because I can put something together here. Do I have the shaping here? Looks like 1, A, B, C. Looks like that for a 2 into a 3. So let's go with the 3. Is the 4 still shaping? Well, right off the bat, I don't love. So let's see what we do love. All right. So good news here is that this looks like it's spot on technical, right? So high probability zone for a 3rd. Right now, I know that because of the shortcut from this, right? I know that if I go golden zone, if I go to the negative 100, that's 1618, right? Because I'm coming from 618. So that's the advantage of that little shortcut. All right, so I've got 1, 2, okay, candidate for a 3 based on location. I am on a 3-day, so I might be able to break that subdivision down a little bit better, but that looks like an ABC there. And then this looks like a clusterfuck. So we're already a little bit, sometimes, you don't have to take a trade. Like, oh, okay, this is pretty good here, but now it's pretty shitty. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 2, because I don't want to connect the two. Right? I want this to be self-contained. Now, we get too far over here. This is tolerable, but this is not impulsive. So it looks like it would be corrective. So let's say this is WXY. Well, do you see we're getting this compared to this it's too much, right? You don't really want that, right? Again, I've seen so many Elliott waves. You don't really want that. You want this. Right now, we didn't get it. That's what you're looking for. Right? Market is not always going to cooperate. You want this to be nicely self-contained, so where I can put some Elliott channeling on it, and it all plays nicely. Right? Get you down here. Right? That's what you're looking for. Now, when you run into this, you really, my thought is, well, fuck, I don't want to trade it. I don't know what I've got here. I didn't get. I say this a lot, and I mean this sincerely. There is so much to trade. If you come across something that's like, oh, it's good. Oh, fuck. I don't know what that is. Next chart. Why do you keep, oh, fuck, I know there's a trade in here. Next chart. I see, as soon as you pulled that up, I was already in my mind, oh, fuck, I'm gone. But, I'm here because Pizza Man submitted it. But I would already be gone because I don't like it enough to stick around. Okay, so maybe. All right, so let's for Pizza Man's sake, let's say, all right, since he was nice enough to post it. Okay, I came to the 50. What would you be thinking here? Well, that sure looks like something like a 3-wave. WXY, right? Am I going to do that? I don't like it. Right? I don't like it enough to keep going. For me, right? That's just me personally. Like, oh, okay, it's set up nicely, but now it kind of sucks. Let's go to the daily, see if it's any better. What do we do? Truncate here? There's not much of a finish here, right? So, okay, 1, 2, some sort of 1, 2, right? It's not giving me clean Elliott. So why are we forcing the trade here? Why, ABC, maybe. Maybe this is some sort of correct. I don't know what it is, right? So why am I forcing a trade here? I wouldn't personally. Right? I'm gone. Next chart. Pizza Man, where's your image here? Is this the one? Oh, fuck. Is it that one? There we go. Okay, so what are you giving me here? He did all the work here, so I hate to. Okay, so he's going with 1. This is very nice work. He knows what he's doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, okay, so he's going with a triangle. All right, so let me. Oh, fuck here. All right, so he's trying to go triangle here. Well, that could work, right? So here, let's rethink it with his labeling. So he's thinking this: A, B, C, D, E, something along these lines. Maybe the D's in here. And again, this is just my own experience with this. We're trying to connect the two, and I think that's a mistake, right? It's a mistake, right? It's the wrong way to say it. This is way too much time, right? That's not what I'm looking for. That may well go, but unless I were in this trade, I'm already gone. Because the length of time here is just too much, right? To try and connect the two. My view only. Right? For all I know, that's putting in, new all-time highs and making Pizza Man wildly rich, right? I just don't see enough there to love it. What's your alternate here? WXY. I suppose you could do it that way. All right, so the whole thing is more corrective than impulsive. It actually fits better that way. ABC, X, ABC, Y. And that's tradable. So we do E, and then you'd be looking for that to finish the Y, this being the X, because this is already kind of a tough finish, right? I mean, okay, can we squeeze it in? Yeah, we can squeeze it in, but is it not really a 3? And this, if this is going to play as a triangle, the triangle is a good thought, because here we're back to that. Oh, what the fuck? I don't know what that is. Oh, triangle, right? So that's a good thought process from him, but that could play that way. Just because it's corrective here doesn't mean you can't trade it. I mean, what are we correcting though, right? It's a tricky one, right? So my view is, when it's not like drop dead, give me the nice, the impulse that comes out of there. I'll wait. But good work, Pizza Man. Where'd that go? But you see, he'd be connecting 1, 2, 3. Whoa, long 4. I'm not saying it won't go. It's just not one I would pursue. All right. Not to bum your high, Pizza Man, at all. I appreciate your posting, and it looks like great detailed work. Okay. I got, how do I say that one? Mutasem on. Oh, you must have given me this the other week or last week. I don't know, we had one that we got off without fucking it up. Ava Bitcoin. I know I did this last week, so. Oh no, pardon me. Maybe I'm thinking it was Cardano. So this looks so. I got to get you guys sending me a link I can work with. Okay, so I can see what you're doing here. So you're doing a WXY on AVAX to Bitcoin. So let me get AVAX to Bitcoin up here. So we'll have it. Did you give it to me on Binance? I'm assuming you did. Okay, so we're going to go WXY. Let's go out to a daily. What did you give me here? You gave me a daily on Binance. Okay, so next. Did you give it to me in long scale? Looks like no. Okay. All right. Oh, God, that's ugly. Okay, so I'm kind of right back to where I was. It looks a lot like what we were just looking at, right? So that's a pretty ugly looking chart. If what we're after is this, why are we? What are we doing here? Okay. Not to make light of his posting this. Maybe this is a project he likes. He knows some of the details behind it. Fuck, I can't remember. In fact, there's been so many of them now. Every one of them is the next greatest thing ever. Okay, so is the algo in? You tell me, right? Do we? Where's Waldo? Right. First question. Where's Waldo? Right? What has it done last? Well, it tagged a 50 and went right to target. Right. This is how we know it's an algo. Not from this. It's from that. Did they do it again here? Let's use the highest pivot. Looks like there's more downside there if it's going to go, right? Just because we have a target doesn't mean it must get there. Looks like you've got another one in there as well. Right, this is what you need to do, right? You have to know what it did last and where it is, right? So right now, if we start to come back here, okay, I got to know where it is. I got it right. There's the 50, right? So here, Sonar Labs is giving me the 50, but there'd be a golden zone up there too at that potential supply zone. You simply have to know where it is, right? What it did last. Okay, so this is how he's got this labeled A, B. That's a good low. Could you do a triangle? Oh, you can't. Well, you could. Fuck, it doesn't matter. Oh shit! Here, hang on. Let's go WX. He's trying to get that done there as a Y. Well, again, I'm reluctant to just. It's just. I guess we all have a. I don't know if I want to say personal style or a technical mindset here. I do not want to try and do this, right? This is not what I think is happening, right? So that's talk about that is the wrong look, right? So we're not trying to create an impulse here. Now, that said, what do I have here? Right? So can we simplify? What do I have? I have a swing, and right now this is an internal retracement. So as long as it stays internal, above the one tick above that high, we'd be thinking it's corrective, right? Because here's the swing, here's the correction. Now, can we go external? Well, does that look like something you want to buy there? I mean, generally, right, something's going to go up, right? We want to, signs of it, right? So, because what you're doing here is you're trying to pick the turn. And yeah, I know that that's a rush, right? If you get it right, it's cool. I know, I get it. This is a little disappointing here because it looks like you have a 5 going in. But man, this is just bear's ball, right? Oh, this fuck. One of the things about log, you can't do a regression channel. So let's just do a traditional. Well, there's 2 ways to do it. We could do it as a trend line like this, or we could just do the hard channel, the interior channel. But anything here saying, woof, trying to be a buyer. Well, this is a good looking 5 here. So you've got a candidate, right? We need, if we're going to end with if we're going to look for the end of something, looks like you might have to do it there. We want it to be with a 5. We want to end in a 5 if we can. Excuse me. Well, so this has to be kind of squished. You got to squish that into a 3, 3, 5. What the fuck? When I want a daily, you're going to need to try and get that into an ABC if you can. Yeah, yeah, you can. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you can make it work. You'd have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a little force fitty. Let's see about that placement of that 3. It's long enough. You could be lower here. It's just hard to call it. Let's see below. What do we got? Loss of momentum. Oh, that's up. No, you're at the midline here, and you're in a squeeze. So there's no real got to buy it now. Thinking here, just force a habit. I'd wick off that low. Okay, so here's the low, and that's a weak low for the market structure. That's the weak low, so more prone to break. So that looks like that could go down. What do we got here? Avalanche. Price must hold above this key support to resume uptrend. Well, what support is that? This is a good, right? So this is momentum climbing, but now we're right in the squeeze, right? You see it on both of these, squeeze here and squeeze below. So if I want to buy this, see why I've said this before, and the fucking thing takes off. My view is here, if you're trying to buy it down here, you're trying to pick the turn, right? So why not let it do whatever it's going to do, and then let it show its hand here? At least maybe get on the other side of the 50. Show me the 5 here. You're going to have to, first thing you got to do is break that supply zone. So show me you can do that. And now, okay, so guess what I have? I have a swing. I'm looking for the internal retracement, maybe some of that structure. And I'm looking for that internal to go external. But look, I got to clear this demand zone. I got to clear the geometry of that channel. This is going to that's a big lift. And I don't even know if I'm done down here, right? Am I? Maybe there's one more little kick down here. I've got to come down here and hit that channel. Oh, let's see. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like that needs to finish. Okay, so if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, looks like there's another leg down there. Oh, fuck. Here. I'll take you up a degree. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I've got an internal impulse. So I know I've got an impulse coming down here. I've got that. We don't have to wonder about it. Oh, there it is. Right now, do I get a new low here? Well, a truncation would be abnormal, right? So you would be anticipating, at the very least, think of it this way. Where are the stops? You think there's some stops down here? what anyone who can do it, what would they be prone to do, right? Grab that liquidity, up we go. Now, if they're coming up here, right, that doesn't mean that it couldn't come back down, right? Don't like this. Oh, they ran the stop, so it's only going up now. There is no absolute. You don't want to think in absolutes in the market, right? Okay, I've got a possible low, but show me a 5 coming off of that. I'll take the retrace. Rather than say, oh, there's the 5, I'm buying it. I mean, now if you're accumulating, right, and you're not going to trade with any leverage, and it's like, well, fuck, if I can buy it down here at 50 cents, okay, great, right? I'll just hold it. Well, that's kind of a different story. I don't see any reason to do anything here. Again, if you like Avalanche to Bitcoin, and you're pretty sure it's going to outperform Bitcoin, accumulating, well, you could talk yourself into it. Okay, I'll accumulate down here. I'm taking out a log scale, maybe look a little better. Okay, accumulation zone. That's a very reasonable approach. Very, if you're trading without leverage and you're just trying to accumulate. Well, okay, seems like when it gets down here, has a tendency to rally. Gets down here, has a tendency to rally. Gets down here, tendency to rally. That doesn't mean it's going to rally, but if I were trying to just think about, accumulate, well, where, right? I mean, did you want to be accumulating up here, right? Because you could probably talk yourself into, okay, there's the impulse and here's the 3. Okay, so this is just accumulation before we go up again, right? So now these guys they went from being traders to being hodlers. Right now, they're going to wait for that because I guarantee you there are many people long here waiting for it to come back, which is why when you come back to those zones, right, where people are like, oh my God, just get to break even, please get to break even. I'll never do that again, right? They'll sell it, right? Which is why you get a reaction there, right? Because they're just trying to get well. Oh, please, I'll never do it again, right? Right, it's a trader's prayer. Okay, forgive me, I don't know how to say that. Mutasam. I don't think there's much else to do here, right? So definitely one to be watching. If you like it, start nibbling here, right? Just nibble away, right? If you're going to try and trade it with leverage, or maybe you accumulate some in spot and then you wait for that first 5 to try and play it with leverage. All right, God, I'm taking long today. Sage 32. I remember you, Sage 32. It's kind of good. I get reacquainted with all the members again. Let's see how they're doing. All right, Sage, what are we doing? Dot to tether. I got a copy. Now he's giving me one I got to copy. It's weird how I'm getting old and new technique here. Road clear again. Okay, this looks pretty interesting. Okay, what are we doing here? So we're going. Well, let's see. We're on a 4-hour here. Okay, so it's not that I don't like what I'm seeing here. This is a little funky. So I just got to pull back here and get a little context. Okay, so now I can see where we are. Oof. That's kind of gnarly. Okay, could it be? Yeah, it could be. I just think maybe this is overly complicated. Did not get to target. I kind of like this. Okay, so there's a clear 5 to finish whatever this is here. So I might work backwards here. So this I can say just, okay, there's a 5, right? So sometimes just getting that one piece of it in place is enough to build on. Now I don't know. I might regret that, but looks like I've got an A, B, C going into here. So it looks like I can go. Oh fuck! Can I get that done? A, B. Looks like I might have to do it this way. A, B, C. Okay, so of course the alternate here that I'm just kind of fussing with, shit, I don't even know what matters. Does it really matter? We get something. Oh fuck. That may not be the prettiest finish, but again, I'm trying to simplify. All right, so within, let's get those off of there. WX. Okay, so this would be WX, A, B, possibly C to get us down here. Okay, so now we'd be retracing the entire thing. We're already, well, we're in log scale. If I do it that way, 786, pretty deep, right? It's going to be, dramatically deeper if we look at it this way. Now, that said, right, as with so many alts, right? Look at it this way, right? You can simplify this. You don't need, okay, so if you were going to accumulate, wouldn't that be a reasonable spot to do it? All of the other shit aside, right? Just, okay, well, where have we come from? We're all the way back to where we started after this monster rip. I mean, pretty good rip up there. So if you think DOT has a real potential future, which I think most of us do, spot accumulation, why not? You're worried that's going to go to zero? I mean, at this point, that's what you're saying. Well, fuck, I'm not buying it at 6. That could be going to 2. Okay, but if you're buying spot, do you really care, right? Wouldn't you be buying this because you're thinking about where it's going to be 5, 10 years from now? Kind of my thought there. I mean, so the TA almost doesn't matter here. Now, but since he's nice enough to post it, let's look at it. Okay. Let's get this off here. It looks different when you come back to this level. Okay, so let's take you up. All right, that's good enough. Shit, what did you do there? What are you doing there? Oh, I see. Okay, so you're taking this. That's a little, I'm just not used to seeing it that way. Okay, you're taking it this way, and that's your 5th. No, that's your 38. Okay, all right. So I see what you're doing. Okay, well, I get it. That's an ugly looking start, isn't it? We got down here. It's got an RSI. Interesting, right? So this is little clues. The fall off in momentum here as we do that. So let's go with it. Extension of the 1. Let's see. 5 has to be longer then. Let's double check here. No, it's not quite right? So you see, you would want, if we're going to have a 3 is the shortest, right? That's the one issue you have here. It's just butt ugly, isn't it? There's a 5. All right, let's go with it. I might label it a little bit differently, but I don't know that it matters, right? So here's a good looking 5 to finish this. So this, can we do it that way? We do A, B, C. You can see the 5 here. Actually, it looks like it's an A, B, C. All right, let's stay with it, right? So this is clearly, here's our impulse, right? And then here's the 5 coming off of that. So it looks like you can get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into that C. Okay, so let's go with it. Good impulse to start it with, right? So nice work here. Just out of curiosity, right? I always want to check, right? Are we technical, right? Where's that 4 coming in, right? Did we go to the 618? I don't really want it going to the 618. We don't have target yet. This is good work. Who's this now? This is a Sage. It's good work here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So candidate, right? Just right. That's all it is. Right now we have a candidate for a good low here since we finished with a 5. I've got a candidate for a start to something here because I get an impulse. Okay. Elliot's genius. 5 followed by 3. What's the anticipation, right? That we're going to get a 5 to come out of there. But what are we, all of the decision-making process right now is tied to this. That's a 5. Okay, I've got this probably, right, we're correct. We're finishing something here. It's because we're finishing with a 5. I don't know if we did it that way. I'd spend a little more time with it, but it almost doesn't matter. Here's the pivot. So the assumption is I've got a good pivot. Here's the swing. Here's an internal retracement that has gone right to the golden zone. Duh. That never happens. Right? Completed. Right? There's the other point. We complete, all self-contained within an Elliott channel. Now we're doing the correction within an Elliott channel, right? So if I complete the 5 here and I complete the 3, which it looks like it's good work actually. There's nice work here into a leading diag to get the A here. This is a little squishy to get to the B. 1, 2, 3, and we do it. So we go leading diag, narrow correction, let's say it that way. And then we finish with an impulse right to the golden zone. This is great work. Great TA here. Okay, so now, and we're in a channel, and then here we are at the Vegas wave. Now, note here, the Vegas wave is going sideways, right? So do we really have trend? We got the start of one. Oh, let's go to the 60, see how this looks. We really have a good looking impulse there. So there's the C. Amazing. Ugh. There's a little overlap there, so you kind of want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So where damn it, come here. Where is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to have to go leading diag into that. So you'd have to something along these lines. 3, 4, 5 is what you're trying to get there. Let's put it in green. All right, can we do it that way? Well, I like that this is all self-contained, right? So those channels they matter, right? So, okay, right, good. I got an impulse here, all self-contained. Okay, good, right? So that's kind of guiding me. I don't know. There's no certainty. I don't know that that's what I've got, but okay, right? It works, right? I don't overlap the 1 here, 3, 4 into the Vegas wave. Boom, up I go for the 4. Let's check there for the 2, right? So right now, I'm not positive that this is the count, but I'm working off of now. I've got an impulse here, so I gotta just make do with this. Fuck, it would probably down to a 15-minute, can work a diag into that. I don't know that it matters terribly, right? So as long as I come off of it with an impulse, okay. So I have context. So 1, 2, 3. Oh shit, do I have years here? Oh, pardon me. Let's get. Where's my 4? Oops, that's not what I want. I want 4. Coming off the 2, right? Here's where I want the 4, right? I'm hoping to find the 4 between the 23 and the 38. Look where I am. Prime zone for it. I don't know. I don't know that it's done. Jesus. 15. I see that you go down to lower the time frame, the more squirrely it becomes. It's like, I don't like 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like that could have one more leg down. Well, let's see how that develops, right? You could have an A, B, C there. That might need one more. It looks kind of 4-ish. We made it come down a little bit more. Okay, so you've got a little bit of a conundrum here. Damn it, come here. This looks a little triangle-like. When you're looking at something going, what the fuck? Oh, triangle. There could be more into that. Well, certainly one thing we can see, pretty good area of prior resistance that's there for potential support. Now, I'm on the 15. Let's go to the 60 and take a look at that. So he likes it down here, which I think is very reasonable, right? So we've got this with a target up here, right? So there's monster, right? So remember where we started? Look, he's working up a 7-to-1. So it really almost doesn't matter what happens here, right? It's the construction of a trade that works in his favor with good math, right? If he gets stopped out, next trade. Okay, so if we complete here, right, so the implication of, based on his count and where he's teeing this up, is that we're going to go 5, and then we're going to do this. And that's where he's looking to get long, right there. So we let the impulse complete, right? Let's see, does it complete? I probably got a little resistance right here, and probably pull that over. Oh shit, here I'd do it this way. Enough there. I'm going to order block right there. Right, last swing before, right? So we've got tap, tap. We're going to tap it again. Well, that gives you the 5, and now here's the. Here's what makes trading challenging, right? So you got to wait for that, right? So you're a bull. This is a good example. You're bullish, but you're like, come on down, come on down, come on down, right? It's why I so rarely am short Bitcoin. I don't want to be rooting for it to go lower. So, but here you're kind of stuck with that. If you're a technician, you're waiting because what is it we're trying to do here? Again, let's try to simplify. I'm looking for a 5 that's a swing, and then I'm looking for the internal retracement that stays within the highs and lows that goes external. And if I get it right here, what am I going to have? Right? Why do I make the point of doing this? Because if I get it right here, I've got extra odds play, right? I get extra odds here. Because I know as long as this pivot holds, I've got a golden corner here. I've got 80% odds. Now I may only get here, but at least I got my 80%. I may get it out here. I'm going to get that 80%, right? As long as this pivot doesn't hold. Now, if we fail to make it, bad sign, right? It's just like a B, right? You can't get there. Oh, coming down. But as we have a good pivot here, 80%, right? I don't know when it gets there, but that 80% stays intact. How am I doing on time? 12. Oh, shit. I'm late. It's a good one, Sage. Thank you much for... Trade Diva down under. I got to get her. Okay, so let me finish with her. Okay, Trade Diva. A couple of my favorite members. And she's an FX trader. Has been working on this for a long time. She's made great progress. Let's see how she's looking here. Oh, Trade Diva, you're showing off now. Oh, that looks like really good work. Oh, what did I just do? I hit copy. There we go. Okay, holy shit. All right, now number one, just appreciate, right? So as a student, look at the work that she's put into this, right? That is really digging in. How many of you have charts with that kind of detail on it? I'm going to guess not many. Right? That is really working through each swing, right? Really working through it. So, I mean, you could make a case that, working through that, what that's doing is it's part of what we're doing here with the live stream is why we want the members to post the charts. Because I can just get up here and post a bunch of charts. I want the members to do it because I want them to go through this process. So the first question is, can you do it? Can you label it? Can you? Right? That's the first challenge. Because some people look at it and go, oh, fuck, man, what a pain in the ass. I don't want to do that. That's going to take too much time. You got to make that decision, right? How much work are you willing to put into your trading, right? If this is way too much for you, well, then probably the wrong live stream, right? We'd be the wrong community to be participating in. The people that are willing. So some people look at this and go, oh, what a beautiful puzzle. I can't wait to dig into that. Other people look at this and go, oh, forget it. That's way too many swings. But what it forces her to do is think through, what could this be? Oh, wait, can't be that. Oh, so it must be. This is a student moving from student to master, right? To taking the time here. It's really impressive. And look how far back we're going, right? She's not just throwing up a chart and, oh, fuck, man, it looks like 5, right? This is really doing the work. All right, let's see if I can follow it here. So it looks like I can see where she is here. That coming off of this, we've got, so here's our first 5, right? Here's the first 5. Now we're coming off of that 5 with a correction. So I got to step back here. I got to go out to our 8-hour here. Holy shit, that's impressive. Oh, look here. She's giving her own. She got also good, right? Looking for, these are the most common patterns in FX, right? Because it's each one of, do you see that? Do you know why that these are the most common patterns in FX? Because what is happening right here? Same thing that's happening right here, right? This is market maker manipulation, where they manipulate longs here and then rip it down. They manipulate the shorts here. They're grabbing liquidity, just like they're grabbing liquidity here. And then the trader who was like, God damn it. So the trader who took it, put his stop under here, is going, I knew that thing was going up. God damn it. Right? Because they're thinking it's this, and we're going. Right? As soon as that's why I always make a point of showing you where's the liquidity. So this is good of her to make that note, because she and I went through this a couple of times just in Discord exchanges about what to look for at the pivots, because the market makers. Oh, here's a great example right here. You can see them doing it right there. That's this. Right? That's liquidity grab, and then look what comes off of it. And they're doing damn near the same thing here, right? Here's another one here, right? This is good work, right? So she's labeling, so she's teaching herself and reminding herself along the way, right? I didn't tell her to do that. She's now saying, oh, I see what's happening there. Stop run, and I see the pattern, right? See, there it is. She's teaching herself in the process, right? And then here we got another one here, right? You see, she's doing it again, right? This is a developing trader, right, who's willing to put the work in. Y'all should learn something from this, right? Neckline. Jesus, if I showed you the charts that, not to be, the charts that she was posting, she's been with us for 3 years. 3 years ago, you'd be blown away at this progress. Absolutely blown away. It's great work. Okay, so we've gone, we should trying to get, where are we done? There's an X. All right, so we're trying to get an A, and we're doing an A. Okay, so we've done the B through an expanded B. So it looks like we've got the A, then we're going to go A, B. Looks like we're going to go into the B here. So it's going to be A, B. How are we getting there, Diva? Hang on a second. So are we doing this in a W? There's the X. So there's the A. Here's the A, B, C. A, B, C. I see it. Okay, so it's A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C into the B. And coming here, now we're going 1. So we're trying to finish it with a 5. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we get the good finish down here to give us our Y of the 2. Shit, I should go out to the daily and really get a look at this. Okay, so there's the Y of the 2, at least as she has it labeled currently. So there's the Y of the 2. Now, if we're doing this, then this count will be invalidated. So this is, I'm moving this off here. That's her invalidation leg. If this is the 2, then this needs to hold as a 3. So I know this is a little hard for you guys to see, so that's why I'm drawing it here. 3, 4, 5. Is potentially, now we're coming off of the 2 down here, so this would be the 1 of the 3. 1, 2. Notice we tagged the median line here. It looks like is that a gold, a 50 or a golden zone? Hang on. That's a golden zone. It looks like it's a little bit of a front run on the golden zone. So it looks like I know this is hard for you guys to see. 1, 2. 3, 4. So here's her trade. Okay, finally got there. Let's go to the 2-hour. What did you give me? You gave me a 4-hour? Okay. 1, 2. Here's the trade. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so this, what a great one to end on. Okay, so looks like she's may already be in on that wick here, unless this is the setup for her. Okay, so she's got a 1, 2, so you can see what she's doing here. Okay, so here's the 1. We've come back. Yes, here this wick gets us. Looks like she'd be in all 3. Like, so that's 1, 2. So now she's looking for 3, 4, 5 to come down here. Oh, so it would be 3. Let's make this 4, 5 down to the golden zone. So here's the 5, right? Here's the golden zone down here. We can see it in big fat, right? Here's the 618. Here's the 65, right? You can see them over here. So that's what she's after, is to push into the golden zone. Now, look what she's got here. She's got an 8 to 1. Oh, did I get that right? 8.72, 8.28, and 4.87. All, right? So what's the emphasis? Is not, right? Not how much she can make. It's how much she could lose, right? All of this, right, is very clear, right? So her count can't be right? This can't be the 2 if we're taking out that pivot, which is why her last stop out is right at the pivot. Now, having said that, right, with a 1, 2, which is what the implication is here, the fact that knowing how stops get hunted in FX, right, that they can't get this because there's liquidity there. The fact that they can't get it and we're starting to come back down, that's a lot of wick rejection there. If we're coming back down here, they may try again. And she may get stopped out, right? Then you'd have to push this up here, and the 2 would go a little bit higher. You're okay with the 2 as long as we don't take out that pivot. As long as this pivot holds up here, right? Still can be a 2. So this is discipline. Okay, I'm going to take the stop if it comes, right? If it comes, I take it. What I don't do is do this. Oh, I'm going to give it more room. Right? I know she knows, right? She's learned that the hard way, as most traders do. You're not giving it more room. You just connect it here. So all of the work she put into this gets her to this point where she can take that trade with conviction, knowing, okay, if I get stopped out, it's just another trade. I've got nice 3 legs here. So I've got short-term potential, medium, long-term. If I get this, right, that's going to make up for a lot of small losers. So all these little losers here, I mean, visually, it's not that hard. Okay, right? So we're going to take some losers here, but when we're right, that's the name of the game, right? So the point being, right, as I've said, we all know this, right? The name of the game is stay in the game. Don't put yourself into a position where you could be blown out of the game. And if you're doing stupid shit like that, it's just a matter of time, right? It's just when are you going to be out of the game, right? And reloading your account, sooner or later, it will happen. So here, looks like she's in. So now she's already got something on there. She's already got 2 to 1. I'm screwing up her targets. I might do it right there, Diva. So you get that. Did you see? Because even though it's a shift pitch for it, that 80% is still intact right there. So if she gets there, I might take a portion there. I'd probably do it that way. And then the 3, I'd have. I might go for a little more than the 3. That's me, right? Because I'd be thinking of it this way. Okay, if this is. Okay. If this is the 1 and this is the 2, right? Where's my high probability zone's way down here at the 65. I mean, you could get that, right? But I'd be happy. You're going to hit we don't have to wonder about it. You're going to hit some resistance. Pardon me. You're going to hit some support, a reaction here at the golden zone, and that might be enough, right? So maybe you get the reaction. God damn it. Maybe you get the reaction here. Right, and then that's the last push down. Maybe you get through, right? But it's always hard to hold a trade. Good reason here why when you're coming into a golden zone, you have to be coming into it, especially a major one like this from above, because you could easily get that. So great work, just a great example of what this is. She and her husband have been with us for 3 years now. Again, the progress is. Well, it's kind of fun, right? For me, it's teaching, right? It's fun for me to see someone who's progressed this far, right? How good her work is compared to where it was 3 years ago. Not that it was terrible, but it wasn't like this. Okay, guys, I got to wrap it up there. Thanks to all of you that stuck around long enough here. I'm sorry for all the throat clearing bullshit I have to do. Believe me, it's a pain for me. Okay, we'll wrap it there. And let's see, I'm back. Oh, I got indicators tomorrow, but I'll be back on Friday. I don't know. If members, if you want me to do it live on Friday, I guess I could do that. Okay, you guys have a good afternoon. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I really do. And for those of you watching later, right, keep in mind, you can always join us for free over at TradeDevils.com. We've changed up the pricing, so it's a lot more palatable, I think, to come in and test the waters and see if we're a good fit for you.